fight Janja, because I feel like everyone is putting so much pressure on that lady, and yet it's difficult not to. That's my excuse.
She's able to deliver despite the pressure, week in, week out, and I think that's what makes her as good as she is. Like, it's pretty hard to bet against her, especially in the shape that she seems to be in. And with another hard semi-final route, I think we're going to be able to see her perform at her best. Nobody's even made it very far onto the head wall yet, so it would be very interesting to see how she gets on as she gets started on the right.
So Janja will have to keep it together. Even she needs to climb higher, obviously, and Sean Bailey on the left. I remember him sitting in the throne last year on the Innsbruck, on the Villars stage.
Yeah, have they got the throne again this year? I haven't been able to see it so
but
far.
I really hope they do. That was one of my favourite moments.
I hope they bring it out for the final. That'd be great.
It was weird, but I loved it. So Janja is fast through the bottom. She changed her style in Innsbruck for the finals. Much slower, much more controlled through the bottom. She knew how hard that was. But then the second she got through the high point, it was like Janja's back, and she just unleashed.
Yeah, I think that start of the route was actually really hard. Obviously, we lost a lot of athletes low down, much lower than we would normally expect on a finals route. I think it was just because it was dead hard. And Janja could kind of, she has the experience to tell that. Obviously, she didn't know where people were falling off in the final, but if there's not very long in between the climbers, then you know they've not got very far. So definitely extra control. And then when it was time, turn on the gas. Yeah, pedal to the metal.
It was pretty brilliant. Good to see her back. Well, she's almost static her way through the jump.
Yeah, no hesitation there. And resting. Getting that clip in above her head before she goes into those slotted crimps.
Yeah, Janja looking good. And Sean Bailey rests where we'd expect on the left.
He's got a nice little frog on that pinch with the heel and the left foot.
He's a flexible climber, is Sean Bailey. Finds good resting positions. Janja reaches out. She's nearing the initial crux here. Good footwork as she stands up on her tiptoes to get the left hand in. Strong position from her. Just 2 points of contact on the wall, making that clip.
Yeah, moving quickly and efficiently, though. She's not really had any hesitation yet, so making good progress in a short amount of time.
She is, and she's nearing the business section. Meanwhile, Sean Bailey crosses through down low from the slopers.
He took a nice long rest at the bottom of the blue volume his foot's just left. And is now getting set up for this powerful section. Clipping early off the sloper, which is definitely interesting. Poor left hand, definitely a lot better. A lot worse than the right hand that he's now on, relaxing in.
You can see him shaking that left out. Dropping down.
Swinging his feet ahead, kicking off the Jiltex and getting a little bit of extra swing and sinks it in.
So he'll rest again. Janja is in the corner as well. Feet high, pressed against the wall. She goes for the crimp.
So just at the end of the red section, coming into this this crucial yellow section. Poor crimp out left and then into a compression section on slopers.
Sean isn't looking comfortable. Did a very similar to move to Kokoro Fuji as well.
Looks like a much more powerful way of doing that bit, but once you've got the holds, it seems a bit more relaxed. You can get that heel in and kind of sink down underneath. Sean's so fit, will be able to recover a little bit in this position with the double heels. Janja doing what she needs to do.
Yeah, in 10th currently. The next 2 holds important.
Yeah, I think she's going to need to fall on the same move as Natalia if she wants to make the final or surpass it. And that's that bump out right to the furthest sloper.
Well, she wants hard moves and routes. Is this a tricky one for Janja Garnbret? She's resting where no one else has.
Yeah, clipping on one of the worst holds that we've seen so far on the route. A little slower than she would like, but that's the final. Ooh. As we lose Sean on the left, that won't be enough, I don't think.
No, it's not enough for Sean. Janja keeps going, though, nearing Brooks' high point. Sorry, Nakagawa's high point.
Yeah, managing to rest here. It'd be interesting to see where she clips, whether she clips before the big move to the pocket or afterwards.
Into the pinch and into the lead.
Yeah, this crimp, this is where Nakagawa clipped from. Janja going straight up to the pocket. Looking relaxed. Now she's on that head wall. So you can see the angle change where her foot is. That actually is the transition into the head wall. It's slightly less steep than the bit below. So as we saw Jesse resting earlier when he reached around the head wall, able to find a little rest as she sits on that slopey
Looking very relaxed in the most pressurized point of climbing. You're on the high point semi-finals. Everyone's gunning for those 8 spots. And Janja, look at that unique resting squats right down
really
on the right.
Cool. She's able to get a lot of weight off of her arms through that perched foot. And looking quite chill. So
yes, she is.
I hope there's some hard moves to come.
That's such an interesting resting point. That's a good one to learn for anyone wanting for tips.
Really bad, that left hand on the black and mint Rock City.
So Janja's into the head wall. Can she finish it off? Cuts loose, swinging.
So great to see her unleash when she knows she's done enough. Feels like she switches off the limiter and just climbs totally free. So good to see her climb like this.
Yeah, and it's a very good hold she's on now. Awkward position, but she is finding this top section pretty easy.
It's not so good, and there she goes to the top.
Just held the swing, slightly overcooked it, but
yeah.
Well, what else to say? I've just run out of things.
Villars crowd very psyched with that. It's just amazing. It seems like she's climbing at 75% until the crowd tells her she's at the high point, and then she just goes full Janja. Yeah, generally goes to the top.
It's a different method with her. You worry, obviously, that it might change her style, and yet she seems to have made tweaks during the off-season that are working here. And during the training time, during Boulder. Janja, the final woman out on this wall. Brooke Rabatou in the #1 position. Natalia Grossman second. And Janja swaggers out onto the stage. And let's see what she can do.
KT tape on her left leg was new, I think, as of semifinals, so I wonder what happened there.
She uses tape quite heavily. I've seen it on shoulders and stuff. I think she seems to strap up almost immediately there's a niggle or anything.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice just to remind yourself that, you know, it's there and it's fine. The tape, I feel like that's what it's the best for me. It just like reminds me that it's fine or something.
Yeah, you're protected a little bit.
Janja after a quick start on this climb.
Yeah, last weekend in Innsbruck, she climbed very slowly through the bottom section, but she knew that everyone had fallen off there, so she tweaked her style. We didn't see those flicks and dynamic moves.
Yeah, you know, when you come out last, you're usually used to waiting a really long time, and she did not have to wait very long in Innsbruck last year, and so I think that can be really nerve-wracking in a totally different way.
So Janja is underway. She's got 6 minutes to get this done, and will need to climb high on the wall for victory. You can see on the left the leaderboard. The audience certainly silent at the moment as they watch her climb.
Yeah, really good conditions out here now.
I guess that's the advantage to qualifying in this last position. You know, especially in these hot summer months, you're out in the cooler part of the day.
You didn't see it there. It was off camera, but she just was hanging one arm and campused in. Very Janja style.
So into the shoulder move, chalking up all the time.
Yeah, she climbs with such like gusto or something. I don't know how to describe it. I think we all know, but it's really fun to watch.
So Janja is stood up for this jump, but as we've just seen, anything can happen on it. And so we thought we'd make easy work of it and struggled. So deep breaths at home if you're a Janja supporter, because this is the first big moment for her. She goes right hand, she'll want to try to match it, and then we'll realize how bad it is, and then gets the left through. Awkward match to get set. Sets herself up.
Easy work from Janja. But getting that foot up right away and stopping that swing, that was cool.
Yeah, similar to the way Laura did it, just went with the swing.
Yeah. So something that's kind of interesting maybe is you can kind of see sometimes on these close-ups that there's those black marks on the holds and it maybe says a number or something. That's actually from the route setters, so they obviously have set these climbs before this competition has started, and so those are the marks on the wall and on the holds that they use to remember where to place them and you know what number it was on the wall and things like that. So you'll see like a little plus mark, and that's how they know exactly where to put it. Janja avoiding that match. Everybody else went left hand there and matched it, but that was a really smart method, actually.
Yeah, and she didn't have to reach across to that blind hold. So Janja now turning on the flare a little bit. She flicks the legs.
And here's where you get that heel hook, yep.
So here we go. She's towards the head wall. This is where you need to really think about the feet.
That was a good beta there. She put her foot out right away and actually is kind of skipping this little other jib on the volume. There she goes.
Now she finds it, presses in. She'll have to keep the weight through the feet, though.
Really going straight to that other hold. A lot of people we saw kind of have a problem getting all the way to that hold that's blind around that volume. And she just had no issue.
Different foot beater as well. Didn't do that match method. So now this is where Laura fell.
Making it through that.
So Janja's guaranteed third.
And Janja did beat Brooke in the semifinal, so if she ties Brooke on this move, it will not go to time. It'll go to count back, which Janja would win on.
So this is the last couple of moves for Janja if she wants a gold. She's in bronze. Brooke will be looking on nervously from the throne down on the stage.
Janja looking quite comfortable up here. Same as Brooke. Brooke was looking really comfortable at this position as well.
So she's checking out that slab. Look at the eyes darting. She's working out the sequence before she gets to it. Making sure she's well rested for this.
Yeah, and she knows it's not a matter of time, so she's in no rush to get through this section. And this foot is really good, this one.
So this is where Brooke found the hole.
Yeah, if she goes for this move, then it'll be a tie for Brooke.
So there's the difference, 37 plus versus 37. Janja, one move away. She's going to go towards it. Center of mass, hand moving. She's going to pop for it.
Wow. Making it look easy. That was really cool. That's a cool move up there.
That is a cool. I said you couldn't run across it, but she almost did.
Yeah, I think the mistake Brooke made there was just trying to reach it, and she almost could, but I feel like that was a very Janja style move. And getting yourself to do that way up high on a route like this is so hard to do.
Look how chill she looks as well. It's brilliant.
I think this must be a double for the last move, because that hold looks too bad to just grab, and there's no foot for that left hand. So you're going to see her go both hands here.
Here we go. She launches, gets it, and just needs to, well, clip that last draw, and Janja wins another comp.
Yep. Wow.
No mistakes from Janja Garnbret. She does it again. If there were any people questioning whether it was the fact that everyone else was tired, I think that's just proved the point. Janja is making a play on the overall win for this year, and certainly I think she'd like to clean sweep this lead comp. Long way to go, though.
Yeah, really good separation on this lead final, too. You know, kind of perfect at the top there.
Good work from the route setters. Thank you for all their hard work. Well, Kyra, in a minute, I'm going to be saying goodbye to you because you're going to go interview Janja, and then I'll say goodbye. So first of all, thank you for being with me here this evening.
Yeah,
brilliant analysis. And there is Janja. The crowd go crazy as she's announced.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing performance by her, as always.
Brilliant from Janja. The crowd are on their feet, deservedly so, as Janja walks to the edge of the stage, greeted by the rest of her competitors who are just as excited for her. Brilliant stuff. So Janja walks away with another victory. I mean, look, I said at the beginning I don't want to overhype her, but it's difficult not to.
Yeah, I know she really wanted to focus on lead this year, I think, and have a little bit. Janja, congratulations. That was super exciting finish and a perfect end to the finals. How are you feeling?
Thank you. Yeah, I feel amazing. This was one of the best routes on the circuit, and I feel like I was climbing like with flow, just like enjoying myself on the route, and yeah, I was climbing also super fast, so yeah, I did enjoy it very much.
Yeah, it definitely really looked like it. I know this was only your third World Cup of this season. Have you found it hard to find your flow in the recent comps, having not competed as much this year?
Maybe I feel like in Innsbruck I felt kind of rusty because I didn't have much comps except Maringen, but then I just like after semis I felt like in the flow, and I could like do the same in Villars, so it feels amazing.
Yeah, you could definitely tell. I know you said you really liked having a really hard finals route in Innsbruck. Did you feel like this was hard enough this time?
I feel like this was easier than Innsbruck. Innsbruck was really the hardest route I've ever climbed. This one, I feel like at observation, it looked harder. But then, like, I feel like the hardest part was just the last two moves. But I really enjoyed it. It had some tricky parts where you had to be careful. But nevertheless, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely. What was going through your head on the last two moves especially? Like, they were so dynamic and low percentage, it seemed.
To be honest, nothing. I was just enjoying myself. I was just checking the move, like should I reach the second to last hold or should I jump? But I said, yeah, just jump.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. You did such an amazing job, and I can't wait to see what you do the rest of the season.
Thank you.